Oh yeah, promote my ex version of this, not the not the guest link, which is totally
Yep.
cool to
I'll
have
send
the
it.
squad
I'll send
on.
it
All
to you. Oh,
right, there we go.
there we go.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Oh, perfect. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Let's see. Is there any other spots? Cool. Ten grams of creatine already in my body. Okay. Are you going for a pump after this?
Yeah, we're gonna have a nice chest and back day today. It's gonna be glorious.
Chest and back day.
I'm not even gonna look at charts. I just don't care. I'm gonna go in there and just pump stuff.
Nice.
I'm gonna look at the ground because you're not allowed to look at girls in the gym. They put you on TikTok.
Yeah,
So I'm either gonna look at the ground or work out my eyes closed.
I love it.
So that's being a gentleman in 2025. You have to look at the ground or just close your eyes.
Full locked in.
Yeah, just close your eyes.
Yeah. I was actually talking to someone about that yesterday. It's like, how do you meet like people? You know, if you can't go up and talk to them, I
Dude,
guess.
you're talking to the wrong person about meeting people.
Yeah, I guess so.
You can't. I mean, that's part of it. I mean, like it's. I mean, dudes come up to me all the time in the gym and talk to me and are like, "Dude, you're jacked," but like girls won't. And I don't know if they're expecting you to come talk. Like I've gotten kind of like mixed reviews from girls where they're like either waiting for you to come talk to them, but then on the other hand, like men are made to feel scared to talk to girls in the gym because they're like just getting put on blast on social media all the
Yeah,
time,
honestly.
just getting clowned all the time. So it's an interesting atmosphere. I just keep to myself.
Elon just posted this of the Starship rocket. Those rockets, I don't know if you ever watch any of those launches, the Starship launches where it goes up and like re-enters the atmosphere. It is one of the most impressive things. I mean, outside of crypto, like I love watching SpaceX launch rockets. I think it's just the coolest thing. And catching it, oh my goodness, the catches just like wild,
They got
wild.
the buy and bottom.
That's it. That's it. All right. Let's break in. I guess we'll start on Soul. I mean, unless you want to start somewhere else, but really, Soul feels like the game in town that makes the most sense to start with.
Yeah, people like their Solano.
Yeah,
We definitely gave Dead Bottom live.
yeah, it's marked up right here.
So
Let's see what kind of move is this. So 112. I think it was even went 110 even. So if you watched our streams with Christian and I, you would have captured a good chunk of the 63% move. But if you weren't watching those streams, you probably missed it. But yeah, what are you thinking right now, Christian?
I'm thinking a lot of people still miss that.
Yeah.
So for the record, we did buy sub 100 for the brief period it was there. We did have some orders there filled for spot buys between there and pretty much under $100. And then live, we suggested maybe some leverage buys, even spot as well at the 112 area. Um, now I think we're just going to trend a little bit higher. I don't see this reversing quite yet. Do we kind of pull back into like 165 again first? Who knows? Probably not. I don't know. I'm a little biased towards going from here. So the line in the sand for me is 180, 146, which was a target given to our private group when we made those buys. So that's actually our second target hit. And we have a third just above that I think we're probably going to run into. So an area of interest is 202.50 for me, which is actually an area we've spent a lot of time around for like the last year. That's last April open.
202.50.
202.50. Yeah, I actually have a little range there for some wicks too, up to 205.48. So you can add another line, you can draw a box, whatever.
And this is April 2024 open?
Yes. 202.50, yes.
Okay. And then you said you had another spot at what was the other number?
205.48. So it's a little tight range. It's just like we've had a lot of wicks.
Okay. So this I'm just gonna call this a wiki area.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay. So this could be like a little resistance area that we might tag and then reject out of potentially.
Yeah, I would say it's just kind of like a target where if you're trading leverage, as we come into targets, you should be either trimming fully or just trimming some trades. We kind of really detail how to enter, how to draw up plans, how to enter, how to manage the trade when you're in it, as far as like trailing your stop loss, where to trim and why. For me, I'm going to look for my swing longs to take some profit there. I'm currently still swinging long, currently still have spot, which I've been kind of trimming the way up. And then we'll kind of see what happens. I think we might have a little bit more juice after that. We just kind of got to see. But to me, it's kind of like the next logical target here. I don't see us going lower first. I think it might be a lot of people's question. So I think from here.
So I'm gonna pull up one of your just shorter time frame charts that you showed. So you had this drawing here. These are 15-minute candles. So just kind of an area where you think on the short time frame. Sorry, I'm trying to resize this box here so it fits beside my other chart. So I have the daily up here. So this kind of gives us that higher area, but you could kind of see an area where we come in maybe around the 170 spot here, maybe 175, and then kind of go through to 204. Am I reading that right?
Yeah, so kind of what's pictured there is a little bit of just a pull back into the mean of that current structure. We have on a lower time frame, we have recent price activity of interest in these tight ranges that you can see kind of forming. So if you're looking at a 15-minute, that brings us to like the mean of the structure, and on the hourly gives us some momentum support with the 200 SMA creeping up a bit as well. But as far as like entering trades, you should be looking to do so off the 15-minute with things that you already know from higher time frames. So I would say biased, bullish and long. And you shouldn't be doing, if you're in a trade, you shouldn't be doing anything except waiting.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna screenshot this because I think this is worth looking at. Okay, cool. That's I think that's a good trade plan. I mean, it makes sense. There's probably confluence with generally the NASDAQ, absolutely sending for like 5 days straight, 6 days straight. Could be pullback. Also, this is the 200-day here, which is the current 200-day is 181.21, and we're below that now. So it seems like 181 would have been 181.20 was up here. So it peaked above the 200-day a couple times and then just is kind of rejected off it. So seems like that would make sense to see a little rejection, come back, and then buyers come in. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, so at minimum, we'll see a reaction there.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Now I was going to say minimum we'll see reaction. If you're in, I can't really see the time frame you're on. It looks like a
daily.
If you go to, you can either use any daily or 4 hour. I mean, you can see the double top that we had kind of, above, into like 300, just under. Before we had that kind of sell off, you can kind of see the 202.50 level is where we kind of spent some time struggling to get back over.
Yeah.
So leading into that first move, you can see we had like a little bit of a bull flag on top of that level right there.
Yeah.
And then we saw beef below it after a little bit of a move up. And we had trouble getting above. Finally, one last push took out that equal high. And that's where we kind of like had a little bear flag, had some weakness, been straight down since. So for me, like flipping that area, reclaiming, start trading above it, that's when you're going to see, into possible 250s again run. But, for us, we just try to take it just level by level. So as far as like interim, near term trades and price action, that's where I would be looking.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense. So that's Sol. I mean, I don't know if you have any different thoughts on BTC. Like this chart just looks like it wants to, correct a little bit, but ultimately this is going higher. Just this strength is wild to me.
Yeah, I think there's just I think there's a definitive line in the sand at 102.611, which is a target we gave on the way up, and a target that was given when we gave the trade at 77.307.
Yeah.
So no surprise that we're there, but like this trade has been completely planned for us. But I would imagine we chop a little bit around this level. Once again we're trading above it now. I would say maybe run it again. Let's just kind of see. But I think it might take a day or so of just kind of like chopping around here. I don't think we're going to immediately go up after kind of a strong move from like 93 to like 104. But yeah, I think we have a pretty obvious target just above the takeout first before we think about correction. So for me, this is just kind of like an incomplete move. With just a little bit more to go.
Yeah. So just so everyone knows, this 102.5 level, we did this back on our stream on the 9th, I believe. It was on maybe even earlier. Like it was on one of these candles. The beginning of April is when I drew out these circles with Christian, and then we came up with this plan here. And we basically said above 86K, you got to be, pretty bullish. Obviously that broke out, but we were talking about this at the beginning of April. It's when I started live streaming. So you just again, if you're on these streams, you could have had probably a 5x long or 3x long BTC and just rode this the entire way stress-free. 102, 500 was mapped out, and then 114, 500 was mapped out, and 73.5K was mapped out back here in when BTC was around 77, 80K level. So that's a $25,000 move on Bitcoin that we've had mapped out for a while.
Josh, I just lost you, but now you're back. But I agree with everything you said anyway.
Yeah. Okay. I think my connection is good. You would have agreed with everything. I just kind of recapped some of our old stream.
Beautiful.
I don't know if you have a thought on ETH here. It also, interestingly enough, seems to be rejecting off the 200-day here, similar to Solana, but don't know if you have any. Let's see Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin just plowed through it. Bitcoin said, fuck the 200-day. I'm just going to go right through that. Thank you very much. But ETH and Sol seem to be rejecting off it a little bit of resistance. But thoughts on ETH?
It'll rip. I mean, everything's gonna rip, and then obviously people will say they bought ETH at the lows magically. We're definitely headed over 3,000 again. One target I have in mind is 34.37 of interest. So we'll see. I think there's some minor drawdown risk. I don't think, we have much of a drawdown if we're trading above 22.82, which is yearly open. So I think we're just going to squeeze a little bit higher. Do I think we run 4K? Who knows if we kind of run that range high again. But I'm looking for 34, 37. I have a ETH swing long and I've had that and I haven't made any changes to it, just kind of waiting. So.
Yeah, I mean, look down here. 1517 was one of our targets we had. So it would have been on either Tuesday, April 8th, as ETH and crypto in general were making the lows. We had 1517 as a target area for ETH long spot. And, we're up. What is this move? I mean, if you're not on these streams, you're just like, you're losing free money basically. So that's an 87% move. Are you kidding me, bro? Honestly, what? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? What are we doing
that
here?
level that it bounced from on ETH is actually the mid range of our entire bear market range. So just a key level. I mean, one we were expecting. So it was worth taking a stab there.
All right, I gotta let the people know just kind of what it is here live. So ETH spot was given. I want to say it was April 8th.
I mean, what a beauty of a long. All you got to do is just kind of take it and wait. Like, I think everybody's expecting to take a long on leverage and it goes straight up. And then they over leverage. They're expecting a shorter trade and they're just in it for too long and chopped. But I mean, on spot and low leverage is just an easy trade, just like a textbook trade to take if you're patient enough to hold it for 1 month, which I don't think is crazy.
Okay, let's I took another screenshot. So for it's like everyone can see my screenshots here. So let's man, I hate how this does this. Like, bro, all right, I'm gonna stop sharing real quick. Just so I can get my screenshot out. All right. I mean, not that there's anything important in these screenshots, to be honest with you.
Just precision accuracy.
Just literally like peak male performance. That's it.
That's it.
Right.
Thanks for creating.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. By Christian. All right.
Josh, I'm going to mute myself for 1 second here.
Yeah. Yeah, go for it. Sorry, everyone, if you can hear my typing, but left chart is 15 min mark and is a long spot. We might pull back into. All right. Just trying to let you guys know what is on these tweets here. So just to recap this. So again, we started streaming beginning of April, right back here. ETH 1517 was a spot we were looking at, and ETH is absolutely just sent. So great call by Christian. And again, Christian and I were streaming. You can even see it marked out 112.24. Go back. We have receipts. And then that has moved to 180. So, another kind of 70-80% move. In the shorter time frames, this is a 15-minute sold chart, you could see a bit of a pullback here to the 175, 170 area, as I have marked out. And then ultimately, we're looking for the wiki area at 202.50, which is the 2024 open for a month. I just forget which month. So that's a recap on kind of your trade setups for, I guess, like, the next week or so. And we'll see how it plays out. Are you back there, Christian?
All right, we're back.
All right, great. So just recapped kind of the trade setups there, and then we can review this next time on screen. Do you want to go into maybe some other plays, some microcap stuff?
I just lost you for a second.
We're long Griffin, MAIR, and a couple others. Do you want to go through those? Christian?
Josh, if you're talking, I can't hear you.
Okay. We seem to be having technical difficulties. So just give me a second. I'm going to try and troubleshoot this with Christian real quick and see if we can get this figured out. Okay. To leave and rejoin. We're going to try and get this sorted. I can't tell if it's on my end, although I believe my stream is coming through okay, because all indications on Restream seem okay. Oh, we have someone in the chat. What's up, guys? Great stream. Thank you, Kitas. KTS. Hey, do we have you back? Hello? What is going on? Okay. All right, just running through some technical difficulties. Just give us a moment here. Hey, are you there, Christian?
Oh, I can hear you. We're back.
All right, cool. Yeah, I think it's on your end. I just checked the stream and it seems okay. So
sorry, guys.
Oh, all good, all good. So hey, what I was saying was maybe going through some of the degen plays, some of the micro caps. I guess we can start with Griffin. I'll pull that up. Let's do that. So this was another one. We gave this at on stream 3 cents. Damn. How is Griffin doing today?
Damn, it's a crazy one.
Beautiful. All right. So again, April, where were we? We were back April 8th, I think. So back in this area. Yeah, this is like, let's see, what move is this? 400% people. Oh my goodness. People are just like in disbelief. So hit us on Griffin. I mean, what's the go here?
I think it's going a little bit higher. I don't know. I think that you shouldn't be chasing a position. I think if you're in a position, you're waiting. So I don't really think you should be doing anything. This is where people just start chasing pumps. Things don't really go up in a straight line forever. But
yeah.
I think we're coming in the summer and there's going to be low volume. There always is. Maybe there's independent runners and narratives, but for me, you should be looking to take some of your most winning trades risk off. You know, it's good to take profit, reset, and wait at times. You know, I don't think you're going to miss much if you're not fully allocated, you know, all spring and summer.
Yeah. I'm just going back through some of our old streams here. See when we were tweeting stuff. All right, April 13th. Like this is yeah, dude, we have some receipts here. Even if you caught our stream from 6 cents, you still are up 100%. So I'm gonna just copy this in. Great trade. This is Griffin has been an absolute monster. So I'm gonna put this on the stream again. Griffin from on stream. Yeah, amazing. I even have a nice little clip video about it, so you can see that move. We were in front of there on our first stream. So the word on Griffin is, you know, probably more profit taking on these types of moves, but you'll get some pullback potentially in Sol and whatnot, and maybe another area to enter. I don't know if you have any, you know, if you're not in this, if you have any thoughts of where entries could be.
You know, with these Sol based tokens, it's kind of good to look at Sol as like a guide. You know, if Sol looks like it's ready for continuation, then these are just going to follow, you know. So I think it's a matter of just kind of finding some areas you like. You know, we have some previous consolidation on like low time frame charts that you can kind of use as your guide. And just like a rule of thumb is if things, you know, really remain bullish like that, you'll see them kind of move off of a low time frame chart.
Yeah. I'm assuming you still have Opus as well. Want to
Sure.
look at Opus?
I have a bit of it, quite a bit of it.
Right,
A bit of an Opus Maxi, some may say.
Yeah, I really want to see this do well. I mean, it's just the story with Opus is great. The stuff they're building seems really interesting. It's just the market hasn't quite, you know, recognized this. But this chart again, kind of looking good. Still looks pretty solid. I mean, it's just trending sideways here in this 3 million to 7 million range. But yeah, I don't know if you have any thoughts on Opus.
Elon Musk knows about it. I know they're watching, which is interesting. You know, that's really what caused the first bit of a run up there. I guess it was back in November. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a lot of highs that need taken out. You know, when you see some trading like this at the lows and it's a real project and like real tech, you know, it's an easy buy. So I think just get involved and wait is kind of the name of the game with Opus.
And I know Kitas, who is Kitias or whatever, how do you pronounce your name? Sorry. In our chat here is a big Opus fan. So yeah, we'd love to see this breakout. I mean, it's kind of grinded here for this is like February to May. It's a lot of consolidation, but anything that starts breaking some of these levels, 6-7 million, like you could see this going you know, quite a bit higher. So decent looking chart. I don't know. MA. Oh yeah, MAIR. Let's do that one. This looks good. This looks great. Wow, this looks actually really good.
Sorry, I'm losing you in and out again. I don't think I can hear you. Hold on.
Hey, you there? Yeah, we're just having technical difficulties today. So apologies, everyone. We're going to try and get that sorted. Christian, I believe, is going to hop back in. Hey, buddy.
Oh, I lost you again, but we're back.
All right, we're battling. We're battling through it today.
Elon won't stop us.
Yeah. MAIAR is on, 1.3, 1 million. Between 1 and 1.3 is like 1.2 million. I think Mike drew up a chart. This looks like it could be could break out of some down, trend here. But this great move, this nice little almost double. And this just looks good. This chart, like I actually really like MAIAR right now.
Yeah, it's a bullish chart.
It's a bullish chart. It would be great to see this 10 to 20 mil. I know they have in Streams with Chill, they were basically mentioning their 1.0 framework was going to be out. A ton of tooling for agents, and the tech looks good. The branding's really solid. Whoever is doing their branding is doing a great job. So I'm just gonna actually screenshot this because these levels were given as well. Many streams. If you're on any of my streams, we've talked about MAIAR. All right, so that's another beauty one. That looks great. MAIAR looks phenomenal. They have a white paper. I was actually reading through it. Let's go to the website. Oh yeah, I have their website open right here. I love the branding of this. This looks like super clean. But yeah, right here, top right-hand corner, white paper. They deliver on this. I think this is a really big innovation, and they are actual real buildings. So go read through that on your own time. I've kind of been doing more DD on the project as I've gotten more invested. I do own a pretty big bag, so would love to see that do well. All right, you sent me something else. What's this? Oh yeah, Tosh.
I have no idea how to pronounce that.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Thoughts on this here?
I think it looks really good.
Do you have any specific like areas to map out, or how do you think about these charts as well?
Well, when you have a chart that looks like that, either you're going to be waiting and chop a little bit longer, or that's getting ready for a mean reversion back in some previous price activity higher where there's liquidity and order blocks left behind. So I think you have like a very easy trade with a lot of these shitters on Solana that are just going to snap back up. The chop sideways and down forever has all, that's over. So I think you should be looking for expansion, quicker trades, and just like pick stuff off that looks good like this. Be willing to sit in it for like a day to a week, and you're in good shape. I think it's key right now not to buy like just absolute dog shit. Buy stuff that's been around, buy like AI stuff that, I think Opus is no brainer. This is an easy one. I don't want to say easy, anything can happen, but like not to make it one to oversize in, small trade, a little bit higher. Just in some of those candles you see to the left, that's where you should be looking to trade those.
Yeah. So we're looking for a move. This 2.7 million could be into the, this would be 20 million here. So I think a lot of these charts are 10Xs. Anything that's been around for some time, I think people have gotten numb to new launches just because it's just the PvP scams are so bad on new launches. But this is looking pretty solid. We'll see some of these charts, I think, play out really well.
Yeah, and I think that's a mistake a lot of people will make eventually is they'll come back to this market looking for new launches. And there's just a lot of ones that have been around a little bit that have better liquidity. They're getting more volume, more trusted team. So I think there's some obvious ones like this that people will overlook as per usual.
Okay. Do you know much about the project itself, or are you just trading the chart? Like, how did this get on your radar?
Buddy of mine, I had this on my whitelist a while. I never looked into it. Never, there's just so much stuff to look at. Buddy of mine kind of pressed me with it again and was like, make sure you grab some of this. So this is actually my second run in with it. Already at a decent trade.
I threw the CA if you're interested into the replies of the stream, so you can go pick up the CA. Anti, this has been on your radar for a while. This is related to McAfee, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, his widow, his wife, dropped this, I guess, a few months back with a suite of like just privacy tools. I think like a mixer they have is up and live. So just some cool privacy tech that's rather on brand with McAfee. But yeah, anything that has to do with him, I'm kind of like on board. So sign me up. This would be my second trade in this.
Yeah, too bad he's not still alive. I don't remember what ended up happening to him. He was like on the run or something. Crazy dude.
Our buddy Ashton is privileged enough to be able to interview him at the beginning of last cycle, prior to whatever incident caused him not to be here. So that's pretty cool. So definitely maybe a cool interview to check out. It was one of his last speaking experiences, speaking engagements too.
Yeah. So keep in mind, so this is trading 5 mil.
This is up like 2-3x, I think, since we talked about it last.
Yeah, I don't know if we covered this on stream. I know you've been covering this in the chat quite a bit. So definitely you've had this
all blends together.
But I think it's worth keeping an eye on. Also note that unlike a lot of pump launches, this actually only has 100 mil circulating supply. So when you see this 24 cents, that's on 100 mil tokens. So that's a $25 million market cap, not a $250 million market cap. So just keep that in mind. But again, could see some of these trade back to the highs. I don't know what the community's like here. I don't know if have you dug in or engaged with the community at all on this one, or?
I'm not like a big community person. I just I know they have a strong community. I know that there's one or two YouTubers that cover them quite a bit, but I think just like the McAfee movement alone is enough to kind of bring people in. So kind of my thought is like, does this become a little McAfee cult at some point? Is there events that cause people to, need privacy? It's kind of like I kind of look at it as like a beta XMR play, where you're kind of taking the privacy play, but instead of taking it through like a major where there's more limited upside, you're taking it more through like a low cap lottery ticket.
Yeah, that makes sense. The McAfee cult is pretty strong out there. So I actually agree. That's a pretty decent thesis to follow. I don't think I've seen anyone really talk about that.
No, I think people just wearing around. I think people who are buying Solana shitcoins, a lot of them are newer participants, so they don't really understand who he was and kind of what he stood for and what he was doing a couple cycles ago.
Not Diffie Hellman.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. This is like a DeSci AI play. So that's kind of how I would classify it. Just some additional shitcoin options. I think some people like some plays, some, like others. So, I try to recommend a few. For me, these are like a spray and pay, right? You should be spraying and paying across a few of them, and you see what kind of runs.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna screenshot this as well. Put this in the. I'll give you guys the CA for this guy as well. I don't even know what the not. Okay. Covering. Just trying to give you the CAs to these guys so that you don't have to go out and figure out what we're talking about here. You just go to the replies on my streams and boom, details are there. I'm not going to give theses on these ones. I'm just going to cover what we're covering. You can listen to the stream, find the theses. The thesis. Okay. Any more that you have? I know. Yeah. Any more? I could look in the DGen thing, but what else is on your watch list? I like these small caps that you're tossing in here. Oh. Oops. Did we lose Christian? I think we're losing Christian in and out here, guys. So sorry about that. Let's see what Galaxy's doing. Jeez, $30. Guys, I was calling this at $12, just so you know. And then before that, I was calling it at $4, $5. Holy.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Technical difficulties. I see you're talking about Galaxy.
Oh, dude, this is a monster. I mean, I was telling people at $5 to buy this. It's now 30. And then they go live on the NASDAQ Friday morning. So Friday is the day this goes up list to the NASDAQ. I just cannot wait. I think this goes to $100 a share on its NASDAQ
What a
listing.
treat.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Watch Josh buy dead bottom of that.
Oh yeah, I was promoting that like on X. I was telling people to buy down here $4 or $5, and then even on this dip, I was streaming it. I was like, yeah, this is getting sold off, but more because of the market than anything. But look at that chart. Oh my goodness, is this not? Look at that move. That move in such a short time frame is a sign of strength. And again, because of the special situation, this goes live on the NASDAQ on Friday. So if you can figure out how to buy it on the TSX Venture or this is the OTC ticker in the US, so BRPHF. But again, no one on StockTwits knows about this thing. There's like 2,000 followers of Galaxy on StockTwits, where the other mining firms have hundreds of thousands of followers. Think about it. 30, 40 million Robinhood users are going to all of a sudden have GLXY on their app to click buy. I'm fucking fired up about this. Friday could be a big day. So, all right, back to, I don't know if you had any more microcaps, Christian, that you maybe wanted to cover.
Here's one. I'll send you a deck screener. Probably a good one.
I'm loving my Galaxy bag, folks. Honestly, I'm loving my Galaxy bag. This thing has performed great. The retirement for the family is secured because of this thing.
That's awesome.
I bought my first house. I bought my house because of Galaxy. Back in 2021, after COVID, I had like no money. The bear market had destroyed me from 2018. And I'm sitting there in 2020 thinking like, man, I want to buy a house. And Galaxy went from $1 on the TSX Venture and it ripped to like $6, sold some, bought a house, and then it proceeded to go to $47. So $1 to $47 in 24 months was wild.
Especially for stock. It's something you see out of meme coins.
Yeah, something like listed in TradFi. That's pretty, and not like a crappy stock too. Like Galaxy is like the leader in institutional crypto So, all right, I'll pull up what you just sent me. All right.
Other one I don't know a ton about, was recommended to me from a friend, so I put it on the old DGen list.
Yeah, we don't know anything about this. I've not looked into this personally. I don't think you said you haven't either.
No, I haven't even looked. I'll look later. I aped already.
Yeah. So just aping without doing much research, but that's okay. You know, some of these you just gotta get an entry. So don't know, but if anyone from this community or knows anything about this project, please definitely let us know. I will throw it. Terminus.
Cool. And it's a cool ticker.
I like the ticker. Yeah, that's pretty legit. So I'll drop the CA. Hit me in the replies, and then maybe on next stream we can break it down a little further. Okay.
I like it.
But disclosure is we don't know anything about this. So
gamble at your own risk. I mean, the size you guys should be taking in these should be very minimal to begin with. So I think a lot get wrecked because of their sizing and because they don't know when to take profit. So these are both things that you can control.
Okay. Anything else out of that DGen channel? I might show a couple that I'm looking at.
Great channel. It's where legends are born.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some stuff in there. All right, let me see if there's something.
Gosh, I might have to leave you. It's been fantastic.
Yeah, no worries.
We're gonna do it again, I'm sure. Oh, let's pick maybe today. Let's pick an Odin winner. Or do you want to maybe do that at some point?
Oh yeah. Let's. Do you have like 10 minutes? Can we?
Yeah, let's pick a winner real quick for sure.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. I almost forgot again. Could you imagine we went 3 weeks without doing this? People would be.
That is our bad. The delay in picking the winner is our bad.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, we don't take ourselves too seriously out here, so
yeah, the Josh Rogan trading experience is not a serious podcast for self-help.
Yeah, I'm not out here to lead the financial revolution, but we are out here to make money. So starting with Odin, the alpha channel here is kind of the starting point. So just high level, Odin is a copy trading bot. That's correct?
Yeah, it's a meme coin copy trading bot, more specifically, where if there's like profitable wallets of interest to you or wallets that you follow or track, you can actually mirror and follow their buys and sells.
Right. Okay.
So
and then can you also place trades through Odin? Like it's not just copy trading. Like you don't just follow other.
Yeah, I mean it's the fastest bot on Solana. So like we actually track that live. We have a dashboard. Like we show you everyone's speed and we're consistently up there. I think it's 10% of times the trade is placed in the same block as the mirror. I could be wrong on that. I'm not a dev or technical by any means, but you can view this stuff live on the dashboard, which is available on the Discord on the website. So you can, snipe whatever you want with it for that speed aspect.
Yeah, speed is definitely important. I'm trying to actually sign into my Odin account here so I can get my referral address. Okay, so what we want you to do is you come into the Discord. The great part of this Discord is there's wallets here that are flagged as potentially alpha, and so if you're looking for things to trade or you could add some positions, like come in here, copy these addresses, and then go to SolScan and try and find some alpha. Do you know how these wallets are programmatically flagged by chance? Do you have like
that's the dev secret sauce. That's Loki's secret sauce. So I don't want to misspeak, but I think it's just kind of like an algo that kind of runs and scrapes for certain wallets meeting like certain criteria. So he actively, our dev actively uses the bot too, and all the wallets that he uses to success come actually from the same Odin's alpha that's posted every day.
Yeah. Oh, this wallet bought some Tosh. Don't know how to say that.
Some Josh Rogan experience token.
Yeah, some Tosh. I mean, might have to launch a Josh Rogan experience. But yeah, here, let's see. So this wallet recently just bought Listen. So basically, you can come in here, see what the wallet is trading, and then toss the CA in whatever your favorite screener is, and then let's see how this is done. So not really much happening here. It was 2 hours ago, so 8-ish a.m. So it would have been on this move, but I think if alpha's in these wallets, I would be looking at them. And then if you find a good wallet, so let's say you find this address is one that you want to follow, you just throw it in your Odin bot and you can follow it basically.
Yeah, and it's very like feature rich with settings. There's take profit, there's stop loss. There's a lot of different like settings within it. So like you could toggle on and off like pump fund launches. So if you're mirroring someone who's aping a lot of pump fund launches, you could turn that on and off. Just because like liquidity, so it's like tough sometimes like the smaller market caps, and you don't want to get like farmed. So I would definitely play around with the settings. I would definitely check out the docs in the Discord website as well. But yeah, just do your research on the wallets, like use the wallets that are given and just kind of like do a soul scan, run through, and definitely check them out.
Okay. All right. I got the tweet done. Let's find a winner. So that's how you use Odin. Come here, check out the alpha. Now, what we did was people that mentioned the Josh Rogan experience, someone was going to randomly get selected. So let's see if we have, I know Maddie's been on these streams. Let's see, anyone else? I swear there was someone else. Josh Rogan. Search stream. I mean, I think we got to choose Maddie. I know Maddie messaged in our chat and on stream, and was in the Discord. So I am going to see. Let's see if we can go back to this spot. Joining from the Josh Rogan experience. Who else? I know Pudgy Prodigy was on as well. Let's see, anyone else from this time? This was April 30th. I think we're going to choose between those two. Yeah. All right. How should we flip a coin? Can we do a virtual flip a coin? All right. We're going to do.
Let's do it. Do a virtual flip. Is that possible?
All right. Let's see. Virtual.
I guess anything's possible. Technology.
Let's see. Virtual flip a coin. Oh, you know what? I'll use Grok. Let's go.
Wow, the fate of the winner is actually on the shoulders of AI.
Actually, we'll use ChatGPT. Okay. I need you to flip a coin to choose a winner. Heads is a person named Maddie. Tails is a person named, what was his name? Penguin? What was your name? I know. Got to make this exciting. Pudgy Prodigy. Pudgy Prodigy. All right. here we go. Let's see what it gives us. I've never done this before. Flipping the coin. It's heads. Maddie is the winner. Let's go.
Man, would you look at that? I don't think it's ever been done before on stream.
I've never done that.
You love to see it. You love to see a hometown hero like Maddie win.
Yeah. All right. We got Maddie. Congratulations, Maddie. You've won. I'm actually going to respond here. Reply.
Line out to give you your soul.
Okay. Maddie, we flipped a coin and you are the winner of the One Soul giveaway. Thanks to Odin. Amazing. Oh no, I guess I can't. Oh, I got blocked there. But Maddie's on X. Let's see if I can.
Might be able to contact through Telegram too.
Maddie, I don't know what your X is, buddy. Maddie727. Oh, I want to see. I wanted to send him the. All right. Thanks to our friends at Odinbot here. This is extremely generous. We're creating community here.
Good
Maddie,
stuff.
I don't know, but I'll link to the tweet here. Let's see if I can link the tweet. Of the One Soul giveaway. Come on, don't rug me, Discord. Oh, might not even show up. I guess I might be not allowed to drop links. Okay, we're just gonna hit the reply. See, you know, we don't take it too seriously out here.
Professionals.
Can you get in contact with Maddie?
Yeah, I just tagged him in our group.
Okay. I don't see my messages, either my Discord is cooked or my messages aren't going through. I don't know why.
I sent it on a Telegram.
All right. Well, Maddie, if you're watching, congratulations. We did a flipping of the coin. Thanks.
It was all fate. It all came down to AI fate.
Yeah. Came down to fate. And
deserved.
Definitely you have won. So cool. Well, you know, we'll pause the stream there. I think Christian, you're off to do a pump. All the levels were given, so go watch the beginning of the stream, and all the trade ideas were given. And we'll see you on the next one. So thanks, Christian, for joining.